Hi everybody. Well, today we're going to take you back to the late 1970s and early 1980s and have a look at some of the toys from that era. What you're looking at is the Star Wars mini action figure collector's case that came out about the same time that the original Star Wars movie, the movie that later became known as Episode 4, A New Hope, was released in cinemas. Now, we're really lucky to be able to look at this today because this has been provided to us by someone who was a child during that period. And this is his personal toy collection. So it's not a collector's kit, and I think there's little doubt that these toys will not be in mint condition, but it'll be a great opportunity to see not only the early Star Wars figurines, but also see what they look like after they've probably been played with for years on end. So let's open up the case, shall we? But before we do that, let's just have a look at some of the imagery on the front cover of the case. All of this is iconic Star Wars imagery. As you can see, it includes Luke and Leia swinging across the chasm in the Death Star. You've got the Jawas, C-3PO and R2-D2, of course, an image of Vader and the Death Star, and of course that other iconic image from this movie, the battle between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. And there's Han and Chewie. Let's open up the case and see what we can find. See if there's any hidden gems. Now the first thing you'll see is that the case obviously used to have a handle of some sort that's no longer there, and it's got a push button stud to hold it closed. Let's see what's inside. And here we go. Well, the first figurine we can see here looks to me like it's meant to be one of the bounty hunters from The Empire Strikes Back. But to be honest, he's not in great shape. Next to him though is the Han Solo figurine from probably the Return of the Jedi, I would have thought. But Han's looking a little bit battle weary, missing a hand and a foot. But perhaps not as battle weary as the figurine I can see next to him, which is a Luke Skywalker figurine from Return of the Jedi. Not only did Vader manage to get his hand on this particular figure, but I think he got his head as well. What a real pity. Now, this Han Solo figure looks like it's in a bit better nick, doesn't it? This is Han Solo from the Hoth scene in Empire Strikes Back. All those figurines at this time, their arms moved and their legs moved, but not much else. Now this figurine here really looks of interest to me, because despite the fact it looks like it's meant to be C-3PO from the end of Empire Strikes Back when he got blown into bits and pieces, I actually think that this is one of the original C-3PO figurines from the first Star Wars movie. But I suspect he's just lost a battle with a pet of some sort. That's a real shame, because that would have been a great figurine. Next to C-3PO, we've got a couple of the medical staff that the rebel side had in Empire Strikes Back, and they looked after Luke when he was pulled from the ice on Hoth. And down here we've got one of the Ewoks. Medicine Man, I think he was. And a couple of, what have we got? A couple of Admiral Akbar figurines. What's that, Admiral? It's a trap? Let's put him back, shall we? This is one of the Imperial troopers from The Empire Strikes Back by the look of it. And wow. A Princess Leia Bespin outfit figurine from The Empire Strikes Back. As you can see, there's very, very simple plastic coat to represent the quite ornate coat that she wore in those scenes in that movie. And next to her, moving forward in time, looks like one of the Gomorian Guards from Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi. These guys were only in the movie for a short period of time, but I can remember as a child seeing them and being suitably petrified. Should put him down here, shall we? See if he stands up on his own. Next to him is another one of the Ewoks. So if we lift this tray up, we can see what's underneath. It's another one of the Ewoks. This is Ewok Wicket. Now, the Ewoks were somewhat controversial characters in Return of the Jedi, but I must admit that I, as a child, never really had much of an issue with them being included in the movie. And here, we've got a couple of the biker scouts. Great scenes from Return of the Jedi where those guys chased Luke and Leia through the forest. This guy here was one of Jabba's staff in Return of the Jedi, I think. And what we've got here, well, I'm glad we've got one of these. An iconic R2-D2 figurine. Now his stickers here look like they've seen a bit of wear and tear. But his antenna still pops up. Put him next to Wicket. We've got a Chewbacca figurine here. And as you can see, probably a bit like his friend Han, Chewie looks like he's been on the wrong end of a battle with a pet of some sort. Oh, what's of interest next to him is the Princess Leia figurine from the bounty hunter scene in Return of the Jedi. You can see she comes with her little helmet that you can put on or take off, and she's still in pretty good nick in comparison to some of the others. Right here we've got some of the Empress guards from Return of the Jedi. They've got fluffy coats. These guys looked pretty impressive in the movie, I must admit. And second last, you can see Lando Calrissian from the Bespin scene in Empire Strikes Back. Lando here is still holding his gun, and he's got another one of those iconic plastic coats that the figurines had at that time. And the last one I can see looks like a rebel soldier from the Endor battle on Return of the Jedi. Well, that's a really interesting collection. It's just a pity some of them aren't in better nick, because I'm sure all those figurines would have a lot of stories to tell. But it's a great reminder also to look after your toys and to keep them, because you never know if you'll ever need them or you'll ever be able to tell stories about them in years to come. A lot of these figurines have been nearly 30 years old. So thanks for watching today. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.